Hey guys, it's Xavi Hernandez back again and welcome to episode 2 of the Barcelona rebuild save here on FIFA 22. Thank you for all of your support on episode 1 yesterday, very much appreciate that. You did smash through the like target of that video, so let's try and do it again. 1.5k likes for our £1.5 billion debt. I'd very much appreciate it if you could do so. Welcome to those of you that are newly subscribed as well. Make sure you hit that notification bell whether you're new or not, and you'll never miss a video. Speaking of the debt, I have added a debt tracker to our spreadsheet, our wage cap spreadsheet, and well, that's quite a lot of zeros, really, isn't it? So far, the change is actually pretty decent this season. We are currently in the profit margin of 150 odd million pounds, which is great. So far, we've made 83-ish million euro from season tickets. Merchandising has been 95.3 million euro. And we got some pre-season prize money of 5 million euro as well. Match tickets so far, 1.8 million. Of course, we expect that to go up throughout the course of the season as we sell, hopefully, quite a few tickets this year. On the field, things started positively with a 3-2 win, although it wasn't straightforward, nor do we expect it to be. But the players involved did the job. Now, based again on your feedback in the last episode, the players on the field doing the job have changed slightly. You see Gavi in the starting lineup now. You see Araujo also in the starting lineup now. That is how we will line up moving forward. Frenkie de Jong has dropped to... Wow, he's not a CDM. Busquets was in there as a CDM. I've moved Frenkie slightly further forward, so he's actually listed down as a centre mid. So we have 3 centre mids. He sat slightly deeper, almost in a kind of Jorginho-esque deep line playmaker role. He does have decent tackling stats, however. Frenkie de Jong, stands tackle of 76 and slide tackle of 77. So he's good enough to get stuck in defensively there, but he will push forward and be involved in the attacks. It means that Gavi comes in alongside Pedri. Fati stays on the left-hand side, of course, and Araujo, as we mentioned, is in at centre-back as well. Ricky Puig was asked to be made a bench player, so we've done that, as well as Nico Gonzalez, meaning Piqué's out of the starting lineup and Busquets is out of the squad altogether. So that's going to be one of the biggest changes we've made so far, is moving Piqué and Busquets out to usher in the new era at FC Barcelona. Players like Coutinho are transfer listed. Sergio Roberto, I'm as of yet still unsure what to do with. He's still going to be a decent squad player at this stage. And we are still waiting for any potential new left-back options via La Masia for Jordi Alba's replacement. So we'll wait and see on that front. But you guys have asked that I also call up Correa and Chavez to the starting, or not necessarily the starting squad, but to the first team squad. I will do that once their positions have been updated, which will happen in today's episode. With regards our transfer budget, etc., there was a call to maybe, once we do start spending, initially the first couple of windows to only be allowed to spend half of whatever my transfer budget is. We will address that depending on the financial situation of the club at that given moment. Certainly in this first season, unless we're able to get the wage budget under the 97 million euro, and to refresh your memory, our goal is to get the wage budget under 97 million euro a year, and we're currently at 160 million euro a year. Other than the Ferran Torres signing that we've allowed ourselves thanks to what's happened in real life, I don't think we'll be signing anyone else in January. So we shall have to wait and see on that front. But for now, we're going to crack on, we're going to crack forward, and we'll go and play Athletic Club de Bilbao away from home, before then having Getafe at home, before ending the month. I don't believe the Copa del Rey starts just yet, so we're not necessarily worried about that competition at this early stage of the season. So it will be 2 further La Liga games and transfer deadline day today, before we start pushing on to the full month per episode content moving forward from tomorrow. Right, that's where we are. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go and do it. Please do drop the video a like if you're enjoying this Barcelona save. Any further feedback, please make sure you continue to leave it in the comment section down below. We will be adjusting everything that we're doing here on the fly every single time that you guys leave a comment that is well received or I think it's a good idea. So do keep that feedback coming. And of course, if there's anything that I have done or that we're doing that you think could be slightly tweaked, then please, again, let me know. Comment section down below. And if you're enjoying the content, then do subscribe. Make sure you don't miss out on any more videos by hitting that notification bell. Right, unless anything else dramatic happens, which it shouldn't do at this moment in time, I will see you away from home against Bilbao. Athletic Club line up with Unai Simon in goal. Very, very capable goalkeeper. Oscar de Marcos is still there right back. They've got Unai Nunez and Inigo Martinez at centre-back with Yuri Bashish out on the left. In their midfield, pushed slightly further forward actually, is Ike Muniain on the left and Berenguer on the right. They have Vesca and Dani Garcia as their two slightly deeper central midfielders, although probably still in a central midfield rather than a CDM option. And then up top, Raul Garcia and Iñaki Williams. Raul Garcia used to play for Atletico Madrid, before coming to Athletic Club. So they both play in red and white stripes, so at least he doesn't have to look for a different colour when looking for a pass. We're playing in our away kit, the nice lilac strip, and you can see that we're playing the lineup that we showed you earlier on in the episode. So my first time using players like Gavi and Araujo from the start. In fact, I mean my first time using Araujo at all. And Frankie showing immediately that, yes, he certainly does have the stats to be able to play that deeper midfield role and do it very well. Serginho Dest with an early delivery. I thought for a minute Gavi was going to sneak in and get an early goal. This is going to fall to Memphis. It's well blocked. It's coming back to Memphis Depay. There's Frankie. Will try and bend it from the edge of the box, but Dani Garcia gets a good block on it. And certainly we're starting out on the front foot here. You'll have to let me know if you want me to go out of my way to try and play a tiki-taka style of play, similar to how Barcelona played in their most recent heyday, or whether you'd like me to have, you know, still a possession-based style of play, but one that has its own identity rather than trying to replicate what Barcelona used to do the last time that they were the best club in the world. I'm still quite happy to play the ball about and play a nice passing style and try and play some attractive football as well as effective football. Certainly we have the capability to do so with some of the players we have at the club. Players like Pedri and Gavi are only going to get better and better and better as time goes on. Here's Dani Garcia out wide to Oscar de Marcos, forward from right back. Cross comes in. It's actually very well picked out. Unai Muniain at the back post, but Ter Stegen makes a save down low. Excellent technique by Muniain on his way back. Unbelievable technique, actually. It might have just drifted wide with the spin on it, but keeper couldn't be sure. And the cross will come in from Muniain on that far side, but Gavi should get rid of this. It's Pedri, in fact, that's underneath it. There's Gavi on the edge of the box. Muniain played in again. He's a very, very good player. And historically, in career mode, has always given me problems. Pedri across to Frenkie de Jong. You have to let me know as well, actually, having seen the ball hit an arm there. Should we, because I'm now playing on Xbox Series X as opposed to PlayStation 5. Would you like me to turn the handball rule back on like we were using for the previous save on the channel? Of course, we were using it in the end for just handballs outside the box, not handballs for penalties. Ansu Fati with the shot. Caught, but no fail. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like me to turn handballs on for everything outside the box, then I will do so in the upcoming episodes. Raul Garcia. Vesca out wide to Oscar de Marcos. Jordi Alba trying to close him down. That's a lovely through ball and excellently played by Athletic Club. And they have themselves a 1-0 lead. That assist of the assist pass was spectacular. Ball played down the right-hand side and driven. Takes a touch and then drives it into the box. The first time pass from Garcia to Iñaki Williams means that the defenders can't cope with it, can't spin and close the man down quickly enough. And slammed home. And at the Estadio San Mamés, the home side take the lead. To Gavi. Jordi Alba. Ansu Fati wants to make a run but didn't make a decent one. Found quickly. Nicely back to Memphis. Here's Gavi getting forward and drifting into the box. Here is Pedri. Needs some good footwork and some strength from him. I got neither, and it looks like we will trail at half-time. We've had a lot of the ball, nearly 60% possession, but despite having a couple of efforts on goal, we haven't really caused the goalkeeper too many issues. Ball dinked out wide here to Berenguer, delivered into the middle. Dest gets there, but it's going to fall to Iñaki. Thankfully, ter Stegen makes the save. They're looking to get a second goal here before half-time, Bilbao. But they won't get it because Pedri's cleared that. Not sure how many minutes are added on. No more than 1.5 because the referee's blown his whistle. We trail at half-time in this first game. And we know that we're not going to have things go all of our way in this first season as we phase out the old and bring in the new. But we're being competitive. We've had more of the ball and we've had just as many chances. They just, unfortunately, have all been blocked, I think. Indeed, they have. 3 shots, 3 blocked. 3 on target for them. And 1 goal. As we push forward into the second half, we'll try and come back. Jordi Alba to Frenkie de Jong. The referee got in my way there. For some reason, when he started to make that move, I thought, hang on, the referee's going to try and come tackle me. Memphis got the ball around the defender, but didn't get himself around the defender there as we tried to work it into a central area. You guys have asked me to stick with the 4-3-3 false 9 throughout the course of this save, as it is in the, and I quote, Barca DNA, and I'm quite happy to do so and utilise this formation for the whole time that we're here. So at least it gives us initially some sort of an identity for our new side before we've even really started. Memphis looking to get away here, waiting for Pedri to get around the outside of me. He hasn't, so we'll go to Dembele. We'll stand it up to the edge of the box to try and nod this down with Pedri to Frenkie de Jong, whose shot was driven well across the floor. Bit of a daisy cutter. Oh, and Ansu Fati just didn't lock onto the ball there whatsoever. Starting the second half on the front foot, trying to get ourselves back level in this game. But so far, it's still Bilbao that lead. Taking Gavi off, and I'm bringing Felipe Coutinho on. Just to have a little bit more quality on the ball in that midfield area for the final half an hour or so. Bilbao have gotten themselves a corner. And thankfully, Serginho Dest was back on the line. Otherwise, we would have been 2-0 down. Now, Memphis is up against the defender here. Tried a little scoop turn, but that didn't work. Danny Garcia will get it into Zaraga, who's come off the bench for them here. Iñaki Williams back to Zaraga, to Iñaki again. Oh, finish and a half from Iñaki Williams. Bilbao take a second goal advantage, and we're really up against it now. The board want a 10-game unbeaten streak from us in this save for one of our objectives, but I believe that's home games only, thankfully. But Iñaki Williams has his and Bilbao second, and that one was very well taken indeed. Excellently worked, and, well, the finish was outrageous, wasn't it? We trail by 2. To Iñaki Williams, to Muniain again. Oh, the ball of dreams to Berenguer. What a run, what a pass. But wide goes the header. I mean, it's really tough from there, but you can see just how much he flew through the air to get to it. That was outrageous. Raul Garcia now going off for them as they bring on a man with a very healthy beard. Not sure who it was that was on their bench. Oh, it's Villalibre. I thought it looked like him. You'll recognise him if you watch the My Player Save on Facebook, because he's our backup striker at Leverkusen, where we currently are in that save. Iñaki Williams through, looking for Villalibre. I thought was offside. Doesn't matter anyway, because ter Stegen is out to gather up the loose ball. But we are not having the best of games here. We've been okay, and certainly have built some decent moves. I just haven't taken them very well at all. That is a wipe out on the back of Memphis Depay, who will get the ball back to. Thankfully, he's avoided any injury there. Frenkie de Jong actually trying, get that back to Coutinho, but it's a poor pass. And unfortunately, we will stay 2-0 down for now and probably for the rest of the game. Villalibre out to Berenguer. He's trying his best, Jordi Alba, to get there and can't. Ter Stegen has to parry the ball away. Everybody's missing it. Coutinho nods that to Memphis Depay, who can't keep hold of it. It's going to bounce free back to Bilbao defender. We are going to have to settle for defeat here. We've won our first game. We've lost our second of the La Liga season, but Barcelona are having that kind of year in real life. And I think we might have that kind of year in this first season of this save as well. Athletic Club de Bilbao 3, Barcelona 0. Our first defeat of the season, and it's quite a heavy one too. That'll be the final whistle as soon as we kick off also. So back to the drawing board. Oh, dearie me. And we very much need to go back to the drawing board, it seems. I think the scoreline probably flatters Bilbao a little bit. 3-0 doesn't necessarily tell the whole picture of the game, does it? We had 5 shots, they had 9, so they were more creative than us, but we had slightly more possession, and they were certainly having to put in a lot more tackles, 13 to our 7, so I don't know really, is the third goal flatters Bilbao a little bit. Barcelona in real life are 7th in La Liga, as we've now find ourselves there also, which is rather apt, as that was when I was going to mention it. Correa's position change has now been completed. He is a 64 rated right winger, but a 66 rated striker. I would like to get his sprint speed up and his finishing too. There you go. Poacher will do that beautifully. Mobile striker. No, we'll go for Poacher first, so you can see just how quickly he's going to grow. Another upgrade in just 2 weeks' time. So that's Correa's position change done. I will now call him up to the senior team as you guys requested. And whether he finds his way onto the bench here, I don't think so. But, I mean, maybe I should start using him. I'll throw him on that. I mean, he's not going to be much worse than Luke de Jong, is he, really? Because he's got some pace about him and he's 6'6". Go on, then. We'll give him a go. We'll give him a go. Moving on to the next game, unless anything else happens in the meantime, then we might actually get another position change for the other youngster. But Correa's been dreaming of the opportunity to come through La Masia and be called up into the first team action, which indeed he has been now. Actually, we've moved up to 6th on goal difference terms, thanks to someone else's result. Actually, no, it's on the head-to-head against Real Sociedad. On the head-to-head against Real Sociedad, we of course beat them on the opening day by 3-2. And then we hope to do something similar at home against Getafe. And I'll double check now, actually, that games without defeat in home matches streak is still ongoing. Right, so I must not lose this game against Getafe then. I've just added young Correa's wages to my spreadsheet. So he's on €6,000 a week, meaning he's on €312,000 a year. And we have now seen our overall wage budget bump up a little bit more. But that's the aim, is to bring the talent through La Masia and sell on the deadweight that are on the big bucks. Give that a quick save so we don't lose our progress, and we'll crack on. Unfortunately, Wage has rejected the contract terms offered to him by Bordeaux, so he won't be leaving. We have, however, had a transfer bid from Fiorentina for Neto, our current backup goalkeeper, although we do have another youngster at the club. They've offered me 76 rated CDM Eric Pulgar, which I absolutely don't want, so we will... Can I delegate to... I don't want the extra player, so I'm trying to try and negotiate this for a fee. So he's valued at €13 million. Now, I'm not expecting to get a lot of money for him, but we'll remove the exchange player, and I'll try and get valuation if I can. We'll submit the offer, and they're happy to pay it. At the minute, it's not about maximising player valuation in player sales. It's just about actually getting them out of the club. And an extra £100,000 a week, that's an extra, well, more than £500,000 a year saved in just one player's wages, should he now agree negotiation terms with Fiorentina. And it would have been £250,000-£250,000-ish saved a year if Wage had moved to Bordeaux as well. But unfortunately, he rejected that term. I have accepted a loan bid, as you will have seen there. Actually, probably shouldn't have backed out. For Rui Fatil. We're waiting to see if he accepts that. I'm hopeful that he will. He's a Frenchman, and the bid has come in from a French side in Montpellier. And I rejected a loan to buy bid for Alex Balde, my current backup left back as things stand. So let's jump then into this next game against Getafe. We're 6th, they're 8th. We've both won 1 of our opening 2 games, but back at home, I want to make that 2 of our opening 3 games. On paper, Getafe are the weakest side that we've played so far this season. David Soria in goal is, I believe, their highest rated player of the starting 11. They're playing 5 at the back. Alan Nyom is at right back with Jene also 81 rated. Then they have Mitrovic and Kabako as their back 3 with Jonathan Silva at left wing back. Carles Alenia in the midfield, as well as Mauro Arambarria 80 rated and Nemanja Maksimovic 79. Up top is Enes Unal and Jose Juan Macias. So not the strongest of teams, and certainly we should be getting the better of them in this game. That's the plan, that's the aim, but we don't necessarily have a massively strong side ourselves. Stegen has grown to 90, Gavi has grown to 71, and Fatty has grown to 79. Outside of that, no changes yet, I don't believe, although Frankie de Jong might actually have grown a little bit now at 87. Not entirely too sure, I'd have to double check the squad hub, but for now, that's a team that has some very strong players in it. Memphis is going to 86 as well, I think, but with Araujo, Garcia, Dest, Gavi, Fatty in there, it's not massively strong. But that's where the growth has to come from. Those youth players, that all of the players we mentioned there are young and will grow. It's just a matter of giving them the first team football over the next season and a half or so to get them to the place where they are, offering the sort of quality we're getting from those higher rated players. And I have no doubt that they will get to that position. We'll try and deliver this with Dembele, but it's well won there by Jonathan Silva. The nod back to Serginho Dest. I've got options in the middle. Frankie's there. And then here to Pedri. Look for Jordi Alba. It's well picked out by Alan Nyom. 6 minutes in. Our first attempt to pick their 5-back defence apart hasn't worked. Back there to Maximovic. The run is going down the line. They've gone to Macias first. He's still got that runner, but Eric Garcia has come across and dealt with that very nicely. Sometimes you just got to play the way you're facing. We won't risk losing possession in such a sensitive area of the field. Drifted out wide here to Jordi Alba. And we'll get that down the line there to Ansu Fati. And arriving here is Gavi. Memphis is dropping quite deep. And I'm certainly going to have to adjust that in his individual tactics. Oh, he's dribbling there. Just couldn't quite get the ball under control. It was bobbling the whole time. So nice through ball here to Macias. And thankfully he's given it straight to Eric Garcia. And we have the opportunity to go again. Memphis, I don't know whether he's dropping because there's so many defenders in the way and he's feeling like I'm not getting the ball to him if he goes all the way up top because there's just too many men to try and get the ball past to find him. Perhaps that's the reason. I'm not sure. I need to have a look at his individual tactics. He's gone for a run in behind there, but I just didn't feel confident enough in getting it to him. We'll look for Jordi Alba here. Memphis is there available at the back post. It's a really dangerous ball across the face of the 6-yard box, but it's dealt with well by the back line for Getafe, and after half an hour we're yet really to see either goalkeeper properly threatened. Drawing Serginho Dest a long way out of position there, which is probably ill-advised to be fair. Macias into Unal and across here to Alenia, but that's a loose pass and now they've committed some bodies forward. We need to make sure that we make them pay for that, which we might do even if we have to get a little bit lucky to maintain possession. Ousmane Dembele, his touch is too heavy. We're not quite at it yet, are we, this Barcelona side? But that's how they're playing in real life. So I'm not actually that fussed that we're struggling to batter teams like Getafe because, well, they've not done any battering so far this season, Barcelona, in real life, have they really? Pedri will lift this to Ousmane Dembele, who's been very underwhelming so far. Got a goal on opening day, but other than that, hasn't really done much for me. De Jong's touch is very heavy there. We'll get it to Dest. Out to Dembele, will deliver it, looking for Ansu Fati. Can he get to it? He can, trying to flick it and glance it towards the back post. But it's gone wide. Wide to Alan Nyom, into Enes Unal. Well intercepted by the defender. Frankie just couldn't sort his feet out though. And Macias could have an effort here. The defender has done really well. We'll bowl this out with Stegen, looking for the man wide left. And Ansu Fati has brought it down excellently and turned superbly too. But we won't get the chance to finish that counter-attack. So it's 0-0 at the break here at the Camp Nou. In a game of football that has offered very little, to be completely honest. The matchback's probably just that one shot, is it? No, they have had a couple, including that one you saw in that chance there. We've had just the one, which is the Ansu Fati header. Not spectacular so far, but on course to at least maintain the unbeaten run. Hopefully in the second half we can go and nab the win. But it hasn't worked for them. Is Macias onside here? No, he's not. I didn't think he was, but my defensive line was well and truly split there. And when it comes to our centre-backs, we do have really a lack of true quality there at this stage. Both in the mid to late 70 range. So it's not spectacular. It really isn't. And we might find that's a weak spot in these opening few games. Gavi's shot is well blocked by a defender again. Was on target at least, but Unal doesn't have much in the way of support here. Araujo trying to get there. Serginho Dest should get to this. He hasn't. Could try and step, but I don't know whether we'd actually get the defensive push the right way round. Oh, ter Stegen was moving to his right. Jonathan Silva fires to his left, and Getafe take the lead. The left wing back on the overlap. Defensively, we couldn't cope with all the numbers back there. Helped around the corner, and you can see ter Stegen's just shifting to one side. And then as Silva hits it the other way, he's tried to get back across goal, but can't get to it. Flying into the back of the net, and Getafe take a second half lead. Across to Frenkie de Jong, who I've pushed slightly further forward now. Brought on Nico Gonzalez as the holding of the three, or deeper of the three midfielders. Usman back there to Pedri. To Nico Gonzalez, who's immediately found himself in the box, but his shot is sliced horribly wide. Poor effort there from Nico. It's always drifting past the target. I've changed Memphis Depay's instructions a little bit as well to try and get a little bit more out of him. I didn't realise he was quite set so horribly with regards to his instructions, which might be a large factor in why we haven't really seen much of Memphis so far in the games that we've played. Ansu Fati looking to get past the defender here, and he's raced away from Alan Yom into Memphis, who's onside. But he's not found the back of the net. Only was offside, just. Well, maybe it's a blessing in disguise then that he did miss, and we didn't think that we'd equalised and have that goal taken away from us. Maksimovic spreading it beautifully out to Nyom here. Forward from right wing back. Nicely works inside to Maksimovic. Florentino. Good save by ter Stegen. Corner for Getafe as their goal scorer goes off. Jonathan Silva. Cross coming from Nyom. Keeper's going to come. Oh, not the best. Oh, Dembele tried to bring it down and actually made things worse. Win that header, please. Well up, Eric Garcia. Get to it, Memphis. He tried. Florentino could have shot there. Elected not to. I probably would have tried to let fly from that as it was bouncing. Nice ball round the corner to Oliveros. Come on, presumably for Jonathan Silva in that most recent substitution. Dest will try and get rid of this, and Pedri will try and work it down the line. We get very unlucky with how that rebounded. And Nyom working it about. And as Unal, Nyom, Unal, trying to just get in front of the man, and he skewed the shot horribly wide. Right, very, very little time remaining. Needing something from nothing here, if we can find it. Ansu Fati trying to find any space whatsoever. Finds Memphis Depay there. Frenkie de Jong forward into Pedri. Oh, trying to lift it for the runner, Frenkie de Jong. We get lucky, we get a free kick. I'm not going to score from here. Where do I go? I see Ansu Fati just here. That's who we'll look for. Ansu Fati. Oh, his pass is so bad. He's tried to just nick it with the outside of his foot as I'm trying to find the man that's free on the edge of the box there, who's escaped his marker just on the edge of the box. See where I'm aiming it? Or did Nyom get something on it? Oh, it was the defender that got to it first. That's why. Well, the unbeaten streak at home will have to start again. It's 2 defeats in today's 2 games. We were better against Getafe than we were against Bilbao, although we still weren't good enough to see out an unbeaten streak at home, or continue the unbeaten streak at home. 3 shots to their 6, not creative enough, certainly, at this stage. I really am going to have to dive in and give those individual tactics a change. Literally, as soon as I changed Memphis Depay's individual tactics, he had an immediate impact and nearly put the ball in the back of the net. He's set to drift wide and false 9 with his attacking runs, but I'm going to set him to default there like that. I think it's probably a good idea to put Frenkie de Jong slightly further forward again. It does mean that Gavi might not get the opportunities to push forward, because he's... I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep Frenkie de Jong central. I don't want to play Busquets, really. I want to have Gavi and Pedri in the side. Even though it will mean that our results won't be as good, I am keen on ensuring that those youngsters get the game time they need to progress. PK's obviously frustrated that he's not playing, but it's not something that we're that bothered about at the moment. And Chavez has completed his position change from a centre forward to a cam. which sees him jump a little bit there too, which is good. Advanced Playmaker is probably what we'll do now to improve his passing stats as quickly as possible. That's going to take 5 weeks, so he'll grow well. But transfer deadline day is just around the corner, and we will head there next. Our profit margin is now up another 10 million euro, which is superb. And to transfer deadline day, we will go. Oh, is he going to go out on loan? He will. So Rui Satil will go out on loan at the beginning of the next transfer window, which will be January. And I made sure to stipulate it was a short-term loan. So he'll go out in January until the end of this first season. At the beginning of this first season, our league form isn't the greatest. Levante have now asked for a short-term loan for Balde. But again, I'm hoping that I can utilise him in the Copa del Rey. So we'll stay... Oh, of course there's no transfer deadline day because there's no transfer window. Such is my routine ordinarily that I just expected there to be a transfer deadline at the end of the month. There isn't. Well done, Ches. You guys have probably already commented by this point to say, we did, Ches. Right, we'll promote Ernesto Chavez to the senior team as well. A bid for Braithwaite from Ajax of £11.8 million, which I am happy to just accept straight off the bat. 120 grand a week is so much money for a player that will not play for me. Accept. Offer accepted. We're waiting to see if the Neto to Fiorentina deal goes through. So that's where we'll call it today then. Apologies for the mix-up with transfer deadline day. Obviously, the transfer window is closed at this stage because we purposefully set it. So tomorrow, it'll be Sevilla away, Bayern Munich away, and Benfica at home as we sim Granada, Cadiz, and Levante. 3 big games, and I tell you what, Bayern away is probably going to be a thumping, but we will give it our damnedest. To give you a running update then of everyone that's grown so far, Ter Stegen has gone up 1. We've seen some growth from Balde as well, up 1 to 68. Araujo is now up to 80. That's happened after the most recent game. PK's down 1. I'm hoping... I don't know whether to sell PK or not. Players like PK and Jordi Alba and Busquets, do I sell them? Or do I just let them retire at the club? I am torn on that front and would very much like your input if possible. Wagate is still transfer listed. He's up 1, however. Busquets is down 1 now. Still no growth. Ah, no, there has been some growth. Gavi up to 71, of course. Pjanic has not grown yet. Nico Gonzalez is now... Well, he's loan listed, but I think we're going to remove him from that loan list and try and get him involved in the squad as best we can. Ricky Puig will have the chance off the bench as well. Chavez is up 2. That's with the position change. Obviously, Coutinho is on the transfer list. Jutgla is up 1, although he's transfer listed and his contract is expiring. I'm quite happy to let that run out. Abe's up 1. Fati's up 1. Ezal Zuli is up 1 too. He's loan listed but no interest as of yet. Elias loan listed but no interest as of yet. And no other growth, I don't think. No, Depay started at 86. I thought for a minute he was 85, but no growth yet from him. Correa up 2. Has potential to be special, so we need to get him involved as best we can. Maybe moving Depay out wide on occasion to give Correa the chance to come off the bench at striker might be an option. We do have Mane in on loan. Sorry, no, Mane is out on loan. We have Luke de Jong in on loan at striker, but I really don't really want to use him at all. We'll keep him for now, but I might terminate that loan in January to help our financial situation. But that is where we are right now. Thank you very much for watching as ever, guys. Please make sure you do drop the video a like to ensure that we can hit that 1,500 target again. It'd be great if you can. I'd appreciate it very much indeed. And tomorrow, the results will be better. Now that we've altered the tactics slightly with Memphis Depay, I'm certainly expecting him to get stuck in now. So far, our top goal scorer is Frenkie de Jong, Ousmane Dembele, and Ansu Fati, all with 1 apiece from that game against Real Sociedad. We scored 3 in that game, didn't we? We haven't scored in today's episode in the 2 games we played, which was frustrating, but the future is still bright at this club, and quite clearly, as you can see, we're not the only side that should be nearer the top that are underperforming so far. Atleti down in 16th, having not won a single game so far this season. 2 draws and a defeat for them thus far. Leading the way, I imagine. Yep, Real Madrid, the only side in the league that are 3 from 3. Right, I'll see you tomorrow for Bayern. Barcelona Bayern in recent years hasn't tended to go that well for the Spaniards. Let's buck that trend tomorrow. I'll see you then.